Alright, today we're going to 2012 Isuzu NPR HD. Fix some light here. Anyway, long story short, code as far as turbo vane, everything kind of dead on the scanner as far as turbo action. What we got on this one is everything. It won't actually open and close or do anything. Opened it up, wiggled it around, pretty sloppy on the shaft. No broken fingers, but everything else looks pretty bad. So bear with me. We're gonna go ahead and rip this thing off the passenger side of the 5.2, and bear with me. I'll try to make this the best footage I can. Alright, we're starting to disassemble everything with the air inlet tubes. We're going to pull these oil lines off. Do the electronics of it. Let's get the intercooler piping pulled out. And any other vane and wiring that it may be connected with. A little bit farther, we got everything about tore off this thing.
See that tube? When I get under there, I'm going to have you move it one way or the other. Okay. So I can get past it to get to the fucking nut.
Roger. Owie. And here we go. Kind of the last unhooking this thing. And we'll show you what it looks like and what we undid here in just a minute. Alright, back on it. We just got our turbo off. These right here were a pain in the butt and you need to clear, so we're just going to get new bolts. We ended up cutting these to give us the clearance we needed to come up and out. With all the hoses and everything in place, it was kind of a real pain in the butt. But she's out. All your lines, antifreeze, oil, all that, we slightly bent them out. Each one of them had to kind of slightly bend. A few things were actually flexible, like the oil return one right here to the block. And yeah, our turbo isn't looking so hot actually on this, but here we go. We're gonna go ahead and replace turbo 101. I'll make another video when we get the new turbo later today, and maybe any tricks or pointers I can give you. 2017 NPR HD. Alright, we back at it. Let me get all in here, hooking up everything. And yeah, these things are kind of a pain in the butt to get in. We're back in, lower exhaust manifold, everything's connected to the intake back here. We're missing a few screws and bolts, but we're good. We got more goo. But no, I kind of pre-lubed a few little oil lines, cleaned everything out, no debris. And yeah, my buddy's got this covered actually while I'm tending to some other stuff. Hey, shut up. Shut up. There you go. Everything's lining up great. And we're going to put these last 3 studs in when we get everything in place, because it's a pain in the butt, like I said, to get everything to line up all in one shot.
Up here on the top side now.
Yeah. Okay, and we are getting there. Just pulled up a torque spec page from the Isuzu website, and I will go ahead and put this in the video and see if we can't pause it for a second. I like to date and mileage all these parts. Going well. These are about 80 pounds torque on these ones. To the manifold itself, looks like the diagram saying 38 foot-pounds on we ain't got a real quick clear shot. Hold on a second. If you look in there, there's 2 that come from up top and then down here, and then under it over here, there and there would be coming up from the bottom. Those are 38 foot-pounds as well. I'll go ahead and keep this going. Like I said, I'll add this link in there of a picture, and we'll put that in there as well. Most of the lines are about 30 pounds torque. These one and this one. That one. Yeah, like I said, about all of them are about 30 pounds. I'll put that in. And this came pre-adjusted as far as the servo. The arm comes in right here. Ain't got the best shot of everything. Hopefully I can get everything in here you guys need. But if there's any questions, feel free to send me an email or message. And get back to this. We'll resume in a minute. Alright, back at it. Got a little more done. Sorry, I can't get my hands on while we're putting everything back together. Everything is reconnected on the intake, exhaust, sensors. We just put our line back onto the radiator. We're refilling the radiator with fresh antifreeze now. These oil lines, to be honest with you, you have to kind of slightly bend them to take this off and slightly bend them to put them on. Found a little trick at the exhaust to get these 3 holes lined up that are behind the shield. Let me see if I can get in there. See that bolt right there? There's one there and one on the bottom side. To get those to line up correctly, there is a clamp right there. 2 bolts, 14 mil. We did pop that loose for a minute and use a jack to lift it back up. Slightly pry over to adjust. Like I said, these lines here and here, and also these other 2 lines as well. You got water cooling lines and oil lines to this. These are the oil lines. These are the water cooling lines. They slightly bend to get this in and out. But all aside that, it's almost all back together. We just put our hose back on, fill in our fluids back up. The initial start of this, I'm going to go ahead and crank it, let it run for like a second, shut it off. Do that about 3-4 times to get the oil through. He's got about 80 psi oil pressure, so it should be golden. I'm going to have to research a little something myself to see if this has any kind of a zerk to burp the antifreeze to get all the air out. Other than that, pretty much a done deal. And yeah, I'll film the rest of this in just a minute. Alright, our last phase of this video. Turbo is working. We topped off the water quite a few times. You just run it. Make sure you got your good oil pressure and everything water-wise is filled back up and correctly working with temperature. Run your heater controls, make sure you're spitting out hot air. And we're doing some testing on this thing actually. So, don't mind me. We got our testing going on. You can't really see the screen. We're working with a few last little options on it, but the turbo is activating, but we're having some little glitches. That's the coolant. With the coolant temp sensor. Other than that, there you go, turbo change out. 5.2 Isuzu 2011, and I want to say all the way up to 2017 Isuzu NPR HD. This would be all the same all the way to 2017 if I could correctly tell you. Forgive me if I'm mistaken, but there you go, and I hope this helps you out.